A call to arms. Al-Houthis' vision of Iraqi resistance. Abdul Malik al-Houthi, the leader of Yemen's Houthi movement, delivered a powerful speech that reverberated across the Middle East. His words were not just a call to arms, but a call to unity, a rallying cry for all those who feel oppressed and marginalized. Al-Houthi's speech was a masterclass in rhetoric, blending historical references with contemporary issues, and it struck a chord with many. He spoke of the Iraqi resistance, praising their unwavering commitment to the Palestinian cause. Al-Houthi highlighted the historical ties between the Iraqi and Palestinian struggles, drawing parallels between their fights against foreign occupation and oppression. He lauded the Iraqi resistance fighters for their bravery and resilience, emphasizing that their struggle was not just for Iraq, but for the entire Arab world. Al-Houthi emphasized the vital role of the Iraqi resistance in supporting the struggle in Gaza. He pointed out that the Iraqi resistance has been a crucial ally for the Palestinians, providing not just moral support, but also material aid. Al-Houthi's words were a reminder that the fight for Gaza is a collective struggle, one that requires the solidarity and support of all Arab nations. He called upon all nations to recognize their sacrifice and bravery. Al-Houthi urged the international community to acknowledge the contributions of the Iraqi resistance and to support their cause. He stressed that the Iraqi resistance is not just a regional force, but a symbol of the broader struggle for justice and freedom. Al-Houthi's call to action was a plea for global solidarity, a reminder that the fight against oppression knows no borders. The Iraqi resistance, born out of the chaos following the 2003 US-led invasion, has emerged as a significant force in the region. Al-Houthi recounted the history of the Iraqi resistance, from its early days of guerrilla warfare to its current status as a formidable military and political entity. He highlighted the resilience and adaptability of the Iraqi resistance, noting how they have managed to survive and thrive despite numerous challenges. Comprised of various factions, they are united by their opposition to foreign occupation and their solidarity with Palestine. Al-Houthi spoke of the diverse nature of the Iraqi resistance, noting that it includes a wide range of groups with different ideologies and backgrounds. Despite their differences, these factions are united by a common goal: the liberation of their land and the support of the Palestinian cause. Al-Houthi's speech was a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. Al-Houthi's words served as a potent reminder of their influence and their commitment to the Palestinian cause. He emphasized that the Iraqi resistance is not just a military force but a political and social movement that has the power to shape the future of the region. Al-Houthi's speech was a call to action, urging all those who support the Palestinian cause to stand with the Iraqi resistance. The Middle East, a region perpetually on the brink, listened intently. Al-Houthi's speech was broadcast across the region, reaching millions of people who are affected by the ongoing conflicts and political turmoil. His words resonated with many, offering a message of hope and resistance in a time of uncertainty. The speech was a reminder that the struggle for justice and freedom is far from over, and that the Iraqi resistance remains a key player in this ongoing battle. Al-Houthi's words carried weight, reflecting the shifting sands of power and the growing assertiveness of groups like the Iraqi resistance. He spoke of the changing dynamics in the Middle East, noting how the balance of power is shifting in favor of resistance movements. Al-Houthi's speech was a reflection of the growing influence of the Iraqi resistance and other similar groups, who are increasingly asserting their power and challenging the status quo. His speech highlighted the complex web of alliances and rivalries that define the region. Al-Houthi spoke of the intricate relationships between different countries and groups in the Middle East, noting how these alliances and rivalries shape the political landscape. He emphasized the importance of understanding these dynamics in order to effectively support the Palestinian cause and the broader struggle for justice and freedom. It also underscored the enduring importance of the Palestinian issue, a touchstone for many across the Arab world. Al-Houthi's speech was a reminder that the Palestinian cause remains a central issue for many in the Middle East. He spoke of the deep emotional and historical ties that bind the Palestinian struggle to the broader Arab world, and he urged all those who support justice and freedom to stand with Palestine. Al-Houthi's words were a powerful reminder of the enduring significance of the Palestinian issue and the need for continued solidarity and support. Israel acknowledges a formidable foe. In a surprising move, Israel, a nation rarely known to acknowledge the strength of its adversaries, submitted documents to the United Nations. These documents detailed the capabilities of the Iraqi resistance, painting a picture of a formidable force. Israel's actions were unprecedented, a tacit admission of the group's growing influence and a potential threat to its security. The documents provided detailed intelligence on the Iraqi resistance's arsenal, training, and operational capabilities. They highlighted the group's sophisticated weaponry, including long-range rockets and advanced explosives. Israel's decision to share this information with the UN was strategic, an attempt to garner international pressure against the group and its backers. This unexpected move by Israel sent shockwaves through the region. It signaled a shift in Israel's perception of the Iraqi resistance, no longer dismissing them as a mere nuisance. The submission of these documents to the UN was a clear indication that Israel now considered the Iraqi resistance a significant threat, one that demanded international attention. The Syrian Connection Assad's Balancing Act. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, a key player in the region's intricate power dynamics, found himself at the heart of this unfolding drama. His country, ravaged by years of civil war, became a crucial staging ground for the Iraqi resistance. Assad, walking a tightrope between Russia and Iran, had to carefully navigate his alliances. Russia, a staunch ally of the Syrian regime, maintained a significant military presence in the country. Their support was crucial for Assad's hold on power. However, Iran, another key ally, also wielded considerable influence in Syria. Iran's support for the Iraqi resistance added another layer of complexity to Assad's strategic calculations. Assad's balancing act was a delicate one. He had to maintain his alliance with Russia while simultaneously allowing Iran a certain degree of freedom in supporting the Iraqi resistance. His actions, or lack thereof, had the potential to tip the scales of power in the region, with far-reaching consequences for Syria and the wider Middle East. Section 4. Shadows of War: Ukrainian Expertise and American Interests. The conflict in Ukraine, thousands of miles away, cast a long shadow over the Middle East. The reverberations of this distant war were felt in unexpected ways, influencing the dynamics of another volatile region. The Middle East, already a cauldron of geopolitical tensions, found itself further entangled in the complexities of the Ukrainian conflict. Ukrainian commanders, veterans of a brutal war against Russian-backed separatists, reportedly entered the fray, providing training and expertise to the Iraqi resistance. These seasoned warriors, hardened by years of conflict, brought with them a wealth of tactical knowledge and battlefield experience. Their presence in Iraq was not just a mere coincidence but a strategic move that had far-reaching implications. Their involvement added a new dimension to the conflict, raising questions about covert agreements and hidden agendas. The clandestine nature of their operations suggested a deeper, more intricate web of alliances and enmities. Intelligence officers, poring over maps and satellite images, tried to piece together the puzzle, but the full picture remained elusive. Rumors of a secret pact between Ukrainian elements and U.S. forces swirled through intelligence circles. Whispers of covert meetings and undisclosed agreements fueled speculation and intrigue. Could it be that the U.S., while publicly maintaining a stance against the Iraqi resistance, was covertly supporting it through Ukrainian intermediaries? The U.S., while officially opposed to the Iraqi resistance, might have seen an opportunity to indirectly counter Iranian influence in the region. By leveraging Ukrainian expertise, the U.S. could achieve its strategic objectives without direct involvement, thus maintaining plausible deniability. This indirect approach allowed the U.S. to navigate the complex geopolitical landscape with a degree of flexibility. The presence of Ukrainian commanders, if true, indicated a tangled web of alliances and a proxy war being fought on multiple fronts. This multi-layered conflict involved not just local factions but also international players, each with their own agendas and interests. The lines between friend and foe were blurred, making the situation even more volatile and unpredictable. The involvement of Ukrainian commanders, shrouded in secrecy and denials, highlighted the complexities of the conflict. Their covert operations, conducted away from the prying eyes of the media, added an element of intrigue and mystery. The true extent of their involvement, and the impact it had on the ground, remained a subject of intense speculation. It underscored the global nature of modern warfare, where battlefields are fluid and alliances are often murky. In this interconnected world, conflicts in one region can have ripple effects across the globe. The Ukrainian involvement in the Middle East was a testament to this new reality, where traditional notions of warfare and diplomacy were constantly being challenged. The truth, as always in such situations, remained elusive, hidden beneath layers of propaganda and disinformation. In the fog of war, facts were often obscured by narratives crafted to serve specific interests. As the world watched, trying to discern the reality from the rhetoric, the true nature of the Ukrainian involvement in the Middle East continued to be a subject of debate and conjecture. Section 5. A message from Yemen rockets across the border. The conflict took a dramatic turn when a missile launched from Yemeni territory struck deep inside Israel. This unexpected attack marked a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions between the two regions. The missile, traveling hundreds of miles, demonstrated the advanced capabilities of the Houthis and their allies. It was a bold move that caught many by surprise, including military analysts and political leaders. The attack, attributed to the Houthis and widely seen as a show of solidarity with the Iraqi resistance, sent shockwaves through the region. Abdul Malik al-Houthi, the leader of the Houthi movement, made a public statement claiming responsibility and emphasizing their support for the broader resistance against perceived aggressors. This act of solidarity was not just a military maneuver, but a political statement, aiming to unite various factions under a common cause. It demonstrated the reach of the resistance axis and its ability to strike at the heart of Israel. The missile's impact in an urban area highlighted the vulnerability of even the most fortified regions. Israeli officials were quick to assess the damage and strategize their next steps, understanding that this attack could be a precursor to more coordinated assaults. Israel, caught off guard by the audacity of the attack, responded with fury. The Israeli Air Force was mobilized almost immediately, launching a series of retaliatory strikes aimed at crippling the Houthis' missile capabilities. Emergency response teams were deployed to affected areas, providing aid and assessing the extent of the damage. The swift and forceful response was intended to send a clear message: such provocations would not be tolerated. Airstrikes rained down on suspected Houthi positions in Yemen, raising fears of a wider conflagration. The bombardment was relentless, targeting not only military installations but also infrastructure believed to support the Houthi operations. Civilians in Yemen found themselves caught in the crossfire, adding to the already dire humanitarian crisis in the region. The missile strike, a stark reminder of the volatile situation in Yemen, underscored the interconnectedness of conflicts in the Middle East. Regional leaders convened emergency meetings to discuss the implications of this escalation. The map of conflict zones in the Middle East became even more complex, with new alliances and enmities forming in response to the latest developments. The attack from Yemen shattered any illusions of containment. International news outlets covered the story extensively, bringing global attention to the escalating conflict. Middle Eastern civilians, already weary from years of turmoil, reacted with a mix of fear and resignation. The sense of insecurity spread far beyond the immediate impact zone, affecting neighboring countries and even distant observers. It demonstrated that the conflict was no longer confined to Iraq or Syria, but had the potential to engulf the entire region. The interconnected nature of these conflicts meant that an escalation in one area could easily trigger reactions in another. Military operations in Iraq and Syria continued unabated, but the focus was now shifting to the broader implications of the Yemeni missile strike. The missile strike, a powerful symbol of defiance, signaled a dangerous escalation and raised the specter of a wider war. The imagery of missiles being transported and the defiant graffiti that appeared in various cities captured the mood of the moment. Military parades in the Middle East showcased the readiness of various factions to engage in further conflict, making it clear that the region was on the brink of a potentially catastrophic escalation.